Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And yesterday, the Brooklyn Nets have made another free agency move as they have signed this season played for the Suns and the Thunder. They have signed small forward / power forward Darius Bazley, who, he didn't play that great this season, but at the same time did not play that much, but has had some great seasons before in the 21-22 season and the 2021 season with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Had two really good seasons there in OKC where he played some good basketball, and it was okay with the Suns and Thunder this year. I just think that his minutes went down was a big thing for him. I mean, if you look at his minutes compared from, this season to the past two, he was someone who he had with the Suns this year. He only played 7 games with the Suns, but he got traded there at the trade deadline. He played a total of 43 games this year. And in those 43 games, with one start, he averaged 14 minutes per game, 15 with OKC. 15 and a half with OKC, and near 9 with Phoenix. But the couple seasons before, with OKC in the 21-22 season and the 2020-21 season, he averaged 28 minutes per game in the 21-22 season, and then averaged 31 minutes per game in the 2020-21 season. So his minutes went down a lot compared to the two seasons before. But let's go over his stats in those seasons. So this year, in his action with the Suns and the Thunder, not that great. He averaged 4 points per game with 2 rebounds per game with the Suns in 7 games with only 9 minutes per game, and then like 36 games, whatever it was, averaged 5 points per game and 3.5 rebounds per game with the Thunder. But then his seasons before with the Thunder, in the 21-22 season, he averaged 11 points per game with 6 rebounds per game. And then in the 2021 season, he averaged 13.7 points per game with 7 rebounds per game. Now, I'm not saying this man's going to get, the minutes in Brooklyn that he was getting before, OKC, before he started to, but, when he was getting good minutes in OKC before. But this is a good addition for the Nets. It's a cheap deal. I think it's like in the area of $2 to $3 million a year. It's only on a 1-year deal. And I really like what Brooklyn has done this offseason. You look from the draft to free agency and to letting some players go. I like what they've done. They've gotten rid of some veteran guards to, let in, some of these younger guys that, should get more minutes. Probably like Amon Summer and Cam Thomas, and probably now Lonnie Walker as well, because they signed him. So they traded away Patty. And not only do, they're older players that not that great, solid players that not that great anymore, but are still okay. But the problem is their contracts. Got rid of Patty Mills. Everybody's getting rid of Patty Mills. That man's been traded like 4 times. He was traded from Brooklyn to Houston, then Houston to Memphis, then Memphis to OKC, and then OKC to Atlanta. That man has been traded everywhere. And then they traded Joe Harris to Detroit. And I think they traded one other player. I don't know. I think it was just Joe Harris. It was just Joe Harris and Patty Mills. Joe Harris was getting... and then also Seth Curry left in free agency. So that was another one that, that left them. So Seth Curry, who's still a good player, but I think they needed to let some vets. They needed to let some vets go to get the younger guys some more minutes to play some basketball. So Joe Harris, Seth Curry, Patty Mills are gone, and then the draft. They had 2 picks in the draft, back-to-back picks. I think it was 21 and 22. They drafted Noah Clowney from Alabama. I think that kid is going to be a stud. I can't wait to see how he does. And then they drafted Dariq Whitehead. I don't know too much about him. I don't even know where he went to college, but I did watch. I forgot where he went to college, and once I find out where he went, I'm gonna be upset that I couldn't remember it. But I did remember watching him a little bit Watching, some of the guys in the draft clips, especially with, being a Rockets fan, the Rockets having pick 20, him being a guy that was over there. I watched some clips that the Rockets maybe should draft him, but God help me, I cannot remember where he went to school, but he is another good player in this draft. If he gets some minutes, he could be a solid player. So they did really solid in the draft. And then free agency. You re-sign Cam Johnson, who's going to have a bigger role next season. He's going to be even better than he was in the half season and his first full season with the Brooklyn Nets. You have a full season of Mikal Bridges as well. And then also some of their free agency moves. They signed Lonnie Walker, who had a really solid year with the Lakers. I think he averaged 10 points per game. He had a really solid postseason game. It was game 4 against the Warriors in the playoffs where he scored like 18 points in the game and scored like 15 points in the fourth quarter. Helped the Lakers get a huge win in that semifinals game against the Warriors in game 4. And now they've signed Darius Bazley. I like the moves the Nets have made. They've added in guys like Bazley, Walker, who are underrated guys who need more minutes and will get them in Brooklyn. They've added in 2 guys in Whitehead and Clowney in the draft. They've re-signed Cam Johnson. I like what the Nets have done this offseason, and I love this Bazley addition. If he plays just a tiny bit more than he was playing last year, I'm not going to look at how much he was playing in Phoenix because that's only 7 games. But if you look on how long he was playing in the total season, you add up OKC's minutes and you add up the Phoenix minutes, he was averaging near 15 and a half minutes per game and was averaging over 5 points per game on this season. If he can get just a little bit more than 15 minutes per game, he should be able to play better, and especially in a different system like the Nets where he might be able to shoot the ball a little bit more than he was before. I really like this addition for the Brooklyn Nets. I think he should be a really good addition for them. I like everything they've really done, from the draft to letting some vets go like Seth Curry, even though he's a baller, Joe Harris, Patty Mills, who are older and bad contracts, and re-signing Cam Johnson, getting Bazley and Walker in free agency. I really do like what the Nets have done in free agency so far, or the whole off season. So, you guys have any thoughts? That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.